LG days at concert.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I decided to cut it short here on the intro. We have a very special co-host with us tonight. Please give a welcome from across the pond to Mr. Yeti. What's going on, Yeti?
How you doing, King? It's a bit late over here, but hey.
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit late, man, and appreciate you staying up a little bit. So we had to, Hawk had a few things to do and he wasn't able to make it tonight. So Yeti was very nice to step in and be my co-host on such short notice. So what's going on, Yeti? How was your day, man?
Oh, certainly been eventful, shall we say. It's been a long day.
All right, good. Well, the day's almost over at least, right? Well, I mean, for you anyways.
Well, it's well and truly over for me now, technically.
Oh man, let's get into a few topics. But before we do that, I'll give a shout out to see everybody who's in the channel right now, who's in the chat. We have is that Abraham Sheriff? I'm not sure if that's correct. I'm once again terrible with names. Automatic Beats. Is that Krish? I'm not sure. You got an L in there. It's throwing me off. Dakar Tech, Georgie, Mass Boost, Mine and Hodl, The Wicked Jester, and Trying to Mine. And if there's anybody else I didn't see in here, I think I got everybody. Oh, we have Hugo Downs just got in here. What's up, Hugo Downs? What's going on, everybody? So one of the first topics we're going to talk about is going to be the new Ryzen 7000 series CPUs. What's your take on the new Ryzen chips, Yeti? Are you going to get some for CPU mining, or what's your thoughts on the new CPU chips?
Well, I mean, I did go and recently purchase a 5800 X3D, so while I was out in the States, but I mean, the price is a little bit on the high side for me at the moment, considering I'm not a big CPU miner.
Okay. If you are CPU mining, what have you mined previously, if you have it all?
So I've done XMR. I did a bit of Raptorium. That's pretty much it, really. I haven't really got much in the way of hardware for CPU mining.
Yeah, okay, so you're kind of in the same boat I am. And thank you, Hugo Downs, for becoming a Kingsman, man. Right on. Just right on. Just to let you know, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be in the Kingsman voice chat for 1 hour with you guys for the Kingsman. And you could ask me anything if you need help troubleshooting rigs, whatever, we can hang out. But I'll also be doing a giveaway for a 24-hour hash rate on my iPolo for a day. So I'll do that. I'll do that once a week, every Wednesday night with the Kingsman. So that's kind of what I have so far for the Kingsman. So
you do love keeping yourself busy.
Yeah, I know, right? I make more things for me to do. You know what I mean? I don't have enough time in the day. I need to stretch the day out a little bit more. I need 36-hour days.
Either that, or you're going to become like me and only sleep 4 hours of a day.
I mean, last night I only slept one though, so yeah, last night was awful. So one thing to note though with these new 7000 CPUs is that the IHS is thicker on them. If you guys haven't seen the video, Jay's 2 Cents did a very good video diving into this because I believe he said it was 2 millimeters thicker. So that's why they're getting such high amounts of heat, why they're saying that it's okay to run it at like 95 C, because the heat is not able to dissipate just because of how thick the IHS is now. As well as you won't be able to use all of the AM4 coolers. He did a couple of tests on, not like every cooler out there, but he did a couple, AIOs and a couple air coolers to see if any of the AM4s would and wouldn't work. So there is some that do work and there is some that don't work. So go watch that video. It's pretty informative. You guys can learn a lot from it. What's going on, New England Crypto? Mass Boost, Dumpster Fire. Appreciate everybody being in here. See what everyone else says about the new Ryzen CPUs. Are great, but you are paying way too much for new adoption. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking. Not only are you talking, the chip being one, you've got the fact that it's not DDR4 backwards capable. Means a new motherboard. It's practically a complete new build. You're not going to be able to take much from an existing rig.
No, yeah, you're just gonna pretty much take your M.2 and your graphics card and your power supply with you. So,
and even that might be a push, depending on if you go and get a 40 series graphics card.
Yeah, I know that I think they're also, I think in the future trying to change out from the 24 pin on the motherboard, I believe, right? I think they're going to is it a 20? I thought there was a change, right?
There's a 12, I believe it's a 12-volt board that uses like a custom 8, I think it's 18 or 20 pin. That's going to be interesting. I know that my workstation here's got a proprietary pin, so I can't even change out the PSU.
Yeah, I had a Dell Optiplex I have here that I was trying to do some project around it for one of my kids, but working with like OEM stuff, everything is so like proprietary and built just for them that you can't really switch anything in and out of those systems. But yeah, it's going to cost you a lot. I mean, new motherboard, you have to buy DDR5, memory, which is also expensive. So it's pretty much going to be like the flagship, and you know what I mean? It's going to be for enthusiasts, right? I mean, I'm going to hang on to my AM4. I'm kind of waiting for the 3D V-cache caching for the new chips, right? Because they had it on the 5800X, but the new chips don't have it. I'm kind of lost. Like, you did it for the 5800X, but you're not doing it for the new 7000. I mean, it's gonna come, but they initially didn't release it. Yeah, dude,
one of these.
Yeah, that is an awesome CPU. It has like 92 or 96 megabytes of L3 cache. It's insane. They've been doing lots of benchmarks, and I know that the 5800X 3D, like
100 meg cache, this says on it. So yeah.
100 meg cache total. Is that including the L2? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah.
But still an amazing CPU for what I paid on it.
Yeah, as far as gaming goes, there's not a CPU on the market that even comes close to it, even right now.
Well, I mean, right now, I'd be keen on seeing the new Raptor Lake stuff when it's due out, because obviously that comes with big performance hikes as well.
Yeah, I have not looked at the new Raptor Lake stuff myself personally. I'm more of an AMD guy, even though I am getting a new laptop that is Intel. And I got it has a new 12th gen chip in it, so I'll get the performance and
Okay then, King. So how long do you think your Linux installation on your new laptop's going to last before you break it?
What, before I break it? Oh yeah. Man, come on. That hurts. It's going to last, all right?
Oh, it's inevitable. It's Linux. You're gonna uninstall something, it's going to remove a requirement for something else to run, and then you're going to be reinstalling Linux.
Yeah, I'll just be calling you a Rick for help. You know how it is. Oh man, yeah. So I did pick up a new laptop. It's from System 76. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it's a Linux company. So decided to give it a try. I've been Windows my whole life pretty much. I know a little bit about Apple, but I don't care for Apple. As far as for computers, anyways. So I'm decided to
get me started on Apple.
So I'm gonna give Linux a try. You know what I mean? I'm already kind of doing a little tiny bit of Linux, not really, running the VMs. But I figured, why not get something that I could use and get familiar with it more. You know what I mean? At least for me, that's how I look at it. So.
Oh no, I totally agree. I mean, Linux these days is a lot more usable than it's ever been. So, I mean, to try Linux now is a lot easier than maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. So the company I got it from is like they make the Pop OS, and which is actually, I believe, the Linux system that the Steam Deck uses in the background. So if you go, to like the back end of the Steam Deck, that's the OS that it uses, I believe. Who's the special guest tonight? Okay, it's a special co-host. So we're not gonna get into it. Hawk's not here, and it was a hard time getting a special guest. So Yeti is the special guest and the host. Maybe a permanent host. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, don't say that.
So Yeti, now that you're making all these appearances on YouTube now, when is the channel coming, man?
Oh, I knew this was coming. I knew this one was coming. With everything I've got going on at the moment, I mean, I just don't know if I would have the time to devote to recording, let alone the amount of hours you guys spend editing.
It's not too bad, really. It just depends on how much B-roll and like other stuff that you want to add into it. It's as much work as you want it to be, essentially. So I guess you'll be there.
No, I get that. I get that.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Oh, then hang on a second. We might have our special guest then.
We have a special guest. He's just popping in right now mid-call. Give me a second. It's going to get crazy for a minute here. You know,
oh, come on, King. You knew that D would turn up halfway through the stream.
Yeah, I know. And guess what?
Right?
I have to go to Photoshop and I have to export the other window that I made to add him into it.
Oh my God, this is terrible. You were not ready for me.
You didn't answer the call. We figured you probably eating dinner and
you know, I had my feet up and I was trying to figure out what to mine.
No, just do what everybody else does and just turn off. Just turn off. That's what everybody says, right? Yeah.
Well, is that Mr. Red Panda there? My buddy.
Okay.
How are you doing, my buddy, pal? How are you today?
Let's see here. Okay. All right. At least I have that now. Now I need to add another window capture. He can't believe he's making me do this like live right now. He's making me do this.
We gotta see the skills. What's going on?
Oh, D-miners, you're horrible. All right.
There you go. I see some skills coming in.
This guy, mid-call, I had to export a file from Adobe. Get him in here. This guy. Oh man. All right. So this was our guest, and I wasn't sure if he was gonna be able to make it or not. So
I made it in. How you guys doing tonight?
How's
everyone doing?
We're doing good, and you?
I'm doing great. I had a great meal when I got home.
Okay, nice.
Stressful day, so the wife made me an incredible meal, and it just took all the stress away.
You mean some of your lovely wife's cooking?
Oh my God, amazing.
Oh, that I can highly recommend.
Oh yeah. And just to troll you a little bit, there's some chocolate chip cookies waiting.
Oh, give it a rest. You know how much I enjoyed them.
Oh my God. Yet he didn't stop eating them.
Well, you did say that you wanted to try and get a reasonable amount of weight put on me. I mean, throwing cookies at me is probably the quickest way to get weight on me.
Oh man.
It's all right, Panda. One day you'll have some cookies. Don't worry, we'll get you.
What's going on, Panda? We did ask Panda, like, was it yesterday? But he told us no.
Disappointed. I'm disappointed that Panda couldn't make it.
He said he was too busy for us. That's what he said. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm giving Panda a hard time. It's fun to troll him.
He's a busy man.
He is. He's working on his house, man. He's trying to get that house all done. He's been waiting on that thing. It was supposed to be done. It's supposed to be done, I think, like 3 months ago, or maybe even more. So I can understand.
He's doing the kitchen floor. He's got a miner in there doing the kitchen floor. I mean,
So let's get D's perspective real quick on the 7,000 CPUs. D, what do you think? Let's get D miner's perspective here.
Honestly, one of them's in my cart.
Oh, which one?
The 7950.
Oh,
I knew you was gonna get it.
the big boy. Oh
Yeah.
man, the big boy.
So
Wow.
I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking about it. I do have the 5950, and I'm like 7950 would, that would go really well. And we're talking new board, new RAM. We're talking a whole new generation here. I mean, I got to stay up.
So you mean not much change out of $1,000 then?
Yeah, it's becoming very tempting. So yeah, I'm thinking about it, and
whereas there's me on the other side of the equation. I'm waiting for the new Raptor Lake.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So I'm thinking about it, King.
Okay. What are you considering like the new motherboard, the memory, and all that?
I haven't even looked into all of what I'm gonna what motherboard I'm gonna use with it.
It's gonna be an MSI, right? Because I mean, you're a diehard MSI
love
guy.
MSI, yeah.
Yeah, I know you're a diehard MSI guy, so
definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna look into it though. But there is one in my cart, and I have already been thinking about it. And but I got to be a good boy right now, so I'm still trying to figure out what to do with all these GPUs that I have laying around yet. So, what are you doing with all of yours?
What? Oh, my GPUs? They're working.
Oh yeah.
They're working. What do you mean?
All of them.
Okay.
Every one of them.
Not every one of them. There are some that are off, but all the ones down at Hawk's place, which I think is, what is it, 80 down there? Like 84? 84 down there? Yeah, they're all working right now. They're turning. They never turn off.
They're turning and churning.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And I've got a grand total of 1 rig offline.
Oh, see? This is the time to stack right now.
Yeah, I got all mine off, people. The only thing that I do have mining right now is my L7, which is actually keeping my whole one floor of my house warm right now.
You have to worry about it being warm? It was like 90s. It was like cold. 97 today. What are you talking about? We keep it warm.
That's king weather.
Oh, okay.
We're down in the low 60s today over here.
I dream of that. I dream of that. All right, of weather that cold.
No, we were in the 40s at one point. It was cold. It was like,
yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to wake up in the morning, get out of the shower, and be in the 40s. It's not. No, that's not working. So, yeah, the heat was thrown on, and I took the extensions that I had in the window for the L7, and I turned them the other way and opened up the mining room door. And let me tell you, this whole downstairs is completely warm. So I opened up the upstairs door as well, so I can get some of the heat upstairs as well. So I don't have to really keep the heat on too high, and it's working.
Nice, very nice. Let's get into our next subject. What about the 40 series? Is anybody in here going to be getting 40 series to mine on? I probably.
Oh, hell no. Just no.
Just no. I knew he was going to say that. What about you, D?
No, true. Team Red here. No. I'm good.
Team Red.
Well, they reckon that the new AMD cards are going to be, close to the similar wattage that the new Nvidia cards are. I might just end up not bothering to buy any of the newer ones and just stick to what I've got.
Well, I'm going to be looking at that more for a gaming card than anything, if that's the case.
Well, yeah, for gaming, yeah, but no mining, huh? No mining?
No, not on the new ones.
Not a 4090? You don't want a full octo miner? A 4090s? Come on, man.
That's more King style, you know. You gotta have that King money.
No, I have the highest I got is 3080s, and I only have 7 in there, and that's been bugging me. I need to finish that. I need to get one more in there.
Well, if I remember correctly, didn't you have 8 in there at one point, though?
No, it's always been 7. I was worried about the heat when it was mining Ethereum, right? Because even with new pads on the cards, it's just a heat box. And even in the Octo miner, it's just concentrated all that heat in there. It's just really hard to manage. But actually, surprisingly, on Flux, they stay relatively cool. My fans are usually, depending upon the temperature down at Hawks, can even be at only 50%. I mean, they never did that when they mined Ethereum. It was 100% all the time. So, yeah, they're doing great on Flux. I actually like the 3080s on Flux. So, I need to get one more, but I don't know if I want to get EVGA because I have EVGAs or founders in there, and I know EVGA is not producing GPUs anymore, which is a sad subject.
There's a
For
couple
sure.
people trying to get a
Although,
hold of them.
could you see VGA coming up with an arrangement with either AMD or Intel further down the road? Even though they've said they're not going to do it, would they consider it? Because surely their brand name would give them a better negotiating chip.
Yeah, I think the besides just going directly to AMD, which is the the Nvidia counterpart, right? That's a lot of competition. I think that they would stand more to gain from partnering with Intel. You know what I mean? They could give a lot of insight. You know what I mean? In their department like that. So I think they would gain more from that. But I wonder if they have like a what am I thinking about? They can't do business against Nvidia for an extended period of time.
An anti-compete clause is what you're talking about.
Yeah, and maybe it's for a certain duration, right? For so many years after they stop doing business with them, maybe they have to wait 5 years or 2 years. I don't know, something like that. That would be interesting. It definitely, because they do make great cards, so it would. I think it would certainly. I think Intel would probably benefit the most, but I just feel like Intel, they're kind of like Nvidia, right? They just kind of like doing their own thing. So I guess in the end,
it's actually quite interesting. The A770 looks quite, from a cost perspective, it actually makes quite good sense. I mean, mining won't be capable at the moment because obviously there are no miners out there for the Intel
right.
GPUs. But I mean, quite honestly, for the price that they're slating it to come out at, I mean, that's fairly cheap for a GPU, especially like current generation.
Yeah, the pricing on it is good. I think was it 329 was
somewhere around that. They wanted to price compete. I think they're price competing it to a 6650 XT is where their price matches around.
Okay. Yeah. So it would. I don't know if Intel would want any AIB partners. So to me, they feel like a company that wouldn't want AIBs. But yeah, I'm interested in that the A770. Obviously, there's no compatibility right now with it for miners, but I might pick one up just to test it when they eventually do get around to it, though, because
I may have done the same.
Depending upon how well it mines and for the price, like what kind of performance can we get out of it, and stuff like that. Availability will play a huge part, right? Like how many of these do they have made and stuff like that, which I don't think will be a problem right now. There's
by all accounts, they made quite a few of them.
So yeah, and plus, I mean, they're ramping up production too. They have 2 foundries here in Arizona that they're building. So they're building 2 Intel buildings down here in my area, and I think they're building them somewhere else, also in the States as well. So,
so D, would you consider getting an Intel GPU?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't even waste my time. Not at all.
Oh, team red till death.
Definitely not.
Team red till death.
Yeah, I'm good. It doesn't say MSI on it. No. Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know D miners, he's a heavy Team Red guy, and he loves MSI.
Yes, I do. Everybody hates on them. I don't. They've always brought me luck and money. So I mean, if somebody throws me an Intel that says, "Hey, here, test this," then I have no issues testing it. But other
Well,
than that,
MSI is an exclusive. They do Nvidia as well as AMD. So would they
do.
consider doing Intel as well?
Oh, that would be interesting.
See, so far,
then it might be worth it.
but see, that's where I think Intel's. I'm not sure if they're going to open up like that. They might just try to keep it, for themselves. Really, I haven't heard of any talk of any partners with Intel yet. So
yeah, I don't think.
They've already got one out in China, haven't they? The Gunner, is it, or Gunner? The cheaper model Intel that they released over in China, that was done through an AIB.
Oh, was it? I thought that was like a sub name of their.
I don't think so.
That was
that was an AIB.
That was what, the 380, right, or something?
Yeah,
or something.
That thing
was awful.
Oh yeah, terrible.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get Dee's opinion here, because this is the question that I wanted to ask, and this is geared to new people, maybe people who've been in the scene for a while. Anybody, D miners, what do you think is one thing that maybe new miners may overlook when they're starting to get into this, right? Do you think it's cooling? Do you think it's power, cost? I mean, there's tons of things, you know what I mean? Lack of computer knowledge, right, for troubleshooting, and tons of things. What's one thing you think that everybody overlooks when they're getting into mining?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's one thing. It's multiple things. I've seen a lot of people, including myself, build miners for new miners, and they put out a lot of money, and they're like, "Yeah, I want to mine, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. I want to make money, and I want to, and then they get the rig that I built for them, and my phone doesn't stop ringing."
Well, that's your first problem, is you gave your phone number.
Well, yeah. I do. When I was building miners, I did offer a 30-day, 30 days of help, or give me a call. And I did warn them, don't call me every night.
If I bought a rig, I'm calling you every second I have a problem.
Oh man, it was horrendous. I think it was maybe last year, or maybe just about a year and a half ago. I probably put out about the exact number is about 37 rigs that I built for people. Very expensive rigs. With the cards included, direction, everything. And the phone calls didn't stop to the point where I needed to change my number.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I changed my number. Yeah, I did.
You were hitting the block. You're hitting the block button too many times.
Oh my god, it was terrible. I couldn't deal with it anymore.
Oh man.
It was phone call. Oh, my rig is down. What do I do? This happened. This is my card says 90 something degrees. This one says that. What do I do? What do I do? And I kind of went into that so fast and just started, building rigs for people. I made quite a few bucks doing it, but at the same time, I didn't think about the repercussions of it. I'm building these rigs for them, and they do need help. I got to the point where I was like, listen, you need to research on your own. You need to figure this all out on your own. I cannot keep answering the phone every time your rig goes down. I can't be the one that's gonna, I can't come to your house. You can't. They would bring it to my house and say, please get it running again.
The D miner squad, right?
Oh my god.
You should take a page out of King's book for that. What is it, King? Every other Thursday.
Yeah, every other Thursday. And when they come up, you're just like, hey, it's next Thursday. Wrong Thursday.
Mine's every other Thursday, every other month now.
So it sounded like, though, that most of the issue, I would say, just from kind of what you said, was a lack of research and knowledge and understanding of mining. You know what I mean? Because they didn't know how to overclock. or how to run their rigs properly. You know what I mean? So it sounded like
Right.
a lack of research and knowledge of mining as a whole, which I think,
Yes.
yeah, I think that's pretty common because people just see the passive income like, oh man, I can make money, and they don't like research everything. They just really want you to like, just like, what's the nice? I don't even know how to say it's nice to like hold their hand and do it for them, pretty much. That's what
Blockchain domain. Yes, I see that $2 per minute for maintenance and tech support.
When I was
Yes.
building rigs for people, I charged $2 a minute. Whoa,
Yeah.
damn!
I did.
I'm in the
actually
wrong
did $1.
business here. $2 a minute.
I did $1 a minute. And I learned that from one of my teachers that's in the room, Mr. Panda. Sorry to put you out there like that, but yeah, it was $1 a minute. Yeah, that's where I got that from. So I did do that. But you see, then the minutes and all that become like, well, don't worry, I'll pay you, and then like you're at a point where like, okay, I'm getting too many phone calls, I am making the money, but I don't have time to sit here on the phone with you to go over this again and again and again. When I just went over it, and it's like, listen, I went over it, you need to write things down that I tell you. It's like people don't write it down, they just want to like try and remember, and they don't write things down, and then they call you again. And I think I just
I like
set off my Alexis.
Yeah, there you go. Yeti, what would you say is the one thing that new miners, or even maybe some any level of miner, what do you think that most new people though overlook in the beginning?
Understanding airflow.
There you go. Very true.
I got a very rude awakening when I started doing mining and thought, well, I can just put it in a corner of a room and it'll run, and then it was off, and then it was beeping at me that it's overheating. And so yeah, I mean, understanding airflow and how to get the best out of what you're running, that for me was one of the trickiest.
Yeah, airflow is huge. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about airflow with that tent, which I have still just sitting up in my garage. I needed to. I need to just get
one too.
I need to just give that thing away. I don't want to ship it to somebody. It had to be somebody local. That thing's way too heavy to ship. Now, I would say power probably is the one thing that people really misunderstand a little bit, because you do have to be a little bit of an electrician, right? You have to have an understanding, a basic understanding of power, and how to obviously run your power supplies at 80%, depending upon if they're server PSUs. You know what I mean? If you're running 120, you're running 240. How many watts can you safely run? All these things play. What kind of PDU are you going to run? You know what I mean? How many amps does a PDU support? So to me, I think power is a good one. But I think everything that we all covered, because we all kind of covered like 3 different topics, but I do think they're all overlooked, you know what I mean, in the beginning. And I think to me personally, when I get into something, I like to research a lot. So I think that if you're going to get into something, you need to learn everything about it. You need to learn about the airflow, how to tune your rigs, power. Also, I would say not overpaying for gear. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Crypto, what's that? Crypto Craig says. One other thing I found that most new miners didn't understand how to put it in the command lines. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's another thing too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's more to just like people just watch the how-to videos of people. Oh, I made this mining rig. I put Hive on it. And okay, I had it mine ETH. You know what I mean, or whatever, right? And now, okay, I'm gonna make this much money every day or a month or whatever. So they're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna build one of these, and they know nothing about anything else other than that rig generates that much money. You know what I mean? That's the dollar signs is what I could see captures people a lot. So.
Yeah, it's the dollar sign, and then when they get their electric bill, they're like, "Oh, wait a minute."
I just send mine over to the D miners. He pays it for me.
Even myself, when I first started mining myself, I was like, oh, first started mining. My first person that video that I watched was God rest him, his soul is Savage. My second would be Bits, and my third, and definitely not least, is my man Panda. And I says, wow, I have a graphics card. So wait, I could mine crypto with this and actually make money with something that's just sitting on my desk. And then I was like, okay, I gotta check this out, So I started doing it, and that's one day it was like 4:30 in the morning. 4:30. It was all by myself. I didn't call nobody and I finally got the miner running on my 5700 XT, man. I was like, yes, I'm mining. I'm like, is this happening? And I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on here. So then I'm like watching the pool, and everything, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm almost to payout here. I'm like, all right, okay, I think I'm gonna get another card, and then I'm gonna get another one, and then wait a minute, you know what? I should get 10 more. I wonder if I take this times 10, and then next thing you know, I did that, right? And at that point, I wasn't looking at my electric bill. And then I
got just looking at the dollar signs going into the bank.
Right. I wasn't even looking at my electric bill. And then I was like, oh, this is great. I got to get more cards and blah, blah. I got up to the point where I was doing 11,800 kilowatts a month. And yeah, if you haven't got that far in kilowatts in your house, you don't want to see that electric bill.
I think the highest bill I ever got was 4,200 for the month.
That's high.
Oh.
My electric bill was so high, but when I started though, the profits were really high. And I was, making enough to where I could cover my electric bill, and I could also put some aside, which I did. So, it was a big learning experience for me to get to the point that I'm at now. I do enjoy mining. I do enjoy the, learning every day. Right now, I don't have any nodes, and I want one. And me and Yeti are working on getting one.
What's a node?
Oh, King.
I don't know what that is. Oh man,
he's trolling now. Mr. How many?
8. I got 8 now. I have 8.
Yeah.
I'm all maxed out on my IP address.
Yeah.
I have more bandwidth, but I need another IP address.
I don't even have one.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. We'll get there.
If I trade my ETH, I have enough for a Nimbus. So I'm thinking about trading in for a Nimbus. So I'm thinking about it here. I just don't know.
That beard hair might get in the way, though, man. You might have to cut that beard off a little bit there. Yeah.
Oh man. So let's we got like about 15-20 minutes left. Let's take some questions from you guys. If you guys got any questions for Yeti or D miners, go ahead, man. You guys just ask away. We'll take some questions from the chat here. We'll give it a minute here.
Anything you guys want to know, ask.
Unboxing Project asks, what's the ROI on a Nimbus? Are you asking the monthly profitability? Is that what you're asking, Unboxing? Or how long does it take to break even on a Nimbus node, I guess?
Yeah, I would actually.
Here's a question for you, King. How many Nimbus nodes can you run on that server you've currently got?
I would have to use I would have to use the Unraid server I have, which actually I'm doing a test tonight for the Stratus node. So I'm testing my Unraid server for Stratus node. So they've requested. I should have like made just like a no name account and asked for it, because when it says the Bonnie King is requesting for test coins, they're like, yeah, they're like, hey, when you test your node, do a video, please. And I'm like, God, I'm like, damn it. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, I don't see anybody else having to do a video. You know?
Well, unboxing, you got to look at it this way. I mean, you know, there's so many ways you can look at it. It's you got miners that mine and cash out immediately. You got miners that mine to get the coin and wait for, you know, it to rise. I mean, I think that Flux is gonna, you know, it's gonna go up a lot more than what it is right now. So you got to look at it that way. So if you're gonna do it, you don't want to do it and just say, oh, I got some Flux and how much is it worth? Let me just cash it out now. You know, you want to get to the point where it's like, oh, you know, will Flux reach 100? You know.
So for me, I'm just looking at the economics right now in the FluxOS dashboard, and so right now the Cumulus node is generating about 11 Flux a month. The Nimbus node is generating 91.8. So because there was such a jump in the Cumulus nodes from everybody being able to obtain one, right? It is curious though when they do Project Thunder, because they'll be adding hard drive space as another incentive. I just wonder how much incentive it's gonna be though, right? Because it's like right now the Cumulus node, it's not like super profitable to to run one right now. So to me, it's like, how much are they gonna pay? Because that I might keep some Cumulus nodes around. If not, I might just go Nimbus, because to me, right now, as far as from a yield standpoint, the Nimbus nodes are where it's at. I mean, 92 Flux a month. That's more than, yeah, that'll be more than what I'm yielding on my 8 Cumulus nodes. As well as, instead of running 8 servers or VMs, I only have to run 1. So it's
what about the assets though, the parallel assets? If you're running the 8.
Oh, what's the parallel assets? You know, that'll be interesting. I need to do those numbers. So I have not done the PA assets. If you'll get more parallel assets with 8 Cumulus nodes or 1 Nimbus node.
I guess that leads on to something pretty crypto related as well, with Ergo and their EIP just going through. So I don't know if many people have spotted it, but the Ergo difficulty rating has dropped considerably.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, their EIP went through, and the Flux Ergo fusion, where you could, swap over your Flux Ergo, is supposed to be live within, I think, 48 hours or something like that. So,
yeah, I think they were just waiting for the difficulty to come down.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I didn't even know until just now, actually, that it went down. I saw it going, everything going down, but I wasn't sure what was happening. I've been busy working, so I haven't looked.
So, Crypto Craig, I'll have the video out sometime this week, but Project Thunder is aimed only for Cumulus nodes, not Nimbus or Stratus nodes, and that's where you'll be adding your storage space to those particular nodes. It'll be in tiers of 20 terabytes, 50 terabytes, and 100 terabytes. So, and thank you, Rondi.
Oh,
becoming
from another mother.
He's a Kingsman, man. Thank you, Rondi. Definitely appreciate it, man. What's going on? We got Rondi in the house.
Man, Rondi, how you doing, brother, man?
So yeah, if you guys have Chia farms, or maybe just a bunch of hard drive space laying around, right, a server that's not really being used, depending
It'll be interesting to see how many Chia farms actually move across.
Yeah, it will be. Like I said, it'll depend on the incentive, right? it'll really depend on how much they're willing to pay out for the storage. So it'll be interesting to see if it's worth people moving their chia farms. I did not like my chia experience. All the plotting. Oh my no. I almost killed an NVMe doing it, so
I never tried to do that.
No, don't do chia. Stay away.
Yeah,
just don't do it.
No.
No.
You don't.
No. No.
See, I saw a few videos and I saw a few things on it, and people keep talking about how long it takes, and yeah, I'm not sure.
Mining King and D miners. Why AMD? I'm split 50-50. Just curious. That's from Integra Guy 041. He's wondering. So actually, Integra Guy. When it comes to building my personal computer, I have a custom water loop with a 6900 XT water blocked and a 5900X water blocked. So my rig's all my personal rig is all AMD. But when it comes to mining, my farm is I have like 107 GPUs, but it's split 50-50 down the middle pretty much. I have half AMD and half Nvidia.
I'm about 90% AMD, 10% Nvidia.
Oh, there we go, Rondi. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Rondi. When is the D miner's face reveal, and when is King shaving his beard? This guy. Oh man. Trolling already.
Trolling. He's seen this rough face already, so you've been here. You know what it looks like. You've already got the reveal.
What about you, D miners? How much of your farm is AMD and how much is Nvidia?
75.
AMD?
Yeah. 25.
I'd say probably more like 80% AMD.
Yeah, I'd say about 80.
Okay, now I'm 50-50, and these two are more AMD dominant, which, hey, I like cards for certain things, and I mine a particular coin. I'm not gonna say which coin. I mine a particular coin, and it's a lot better on Nvidia cards, which is sad because if it was great on AMD cards, I wouldn't have.
I don't know. I managed to push mine reasonably okay.
So any reason why you guys are more AMD than Nvidia?
For me, it came down to a cost factor. When I was obviously building up my farms, I tend to find that the secondhand AMD market was easier to find cards than secondhand 30 series at the time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
That's the same with me because I started off. My first mining card was a 5700 XT. I went from there with secondhand, and then I did buy new as well. And Nvidia is very expensive, so it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I can buy 5 of these or 4 of these or 3 of these compared to the price of that. And then compare the hash rate and all. I understand that, I went with AMD for those purposes. So yeah, and then I just didn't stop down that road.
Well, so Unboxing had a question. I'm pretty sure that Yeti and D miners is probably going to say Nvidia, but the question is from the Unbox thread: if you had to get rid of one forever, which one would you kick out of business, Nvidia or AMD, and why? And I mean, they pretty much just said, which one would you kick out, Yeti? Nvidia or AMD? I mean, I already know it's.
Come on, King, you know me. I'd be giving Nvidia the boot.
Yeah. And what's reason why?
The way that their pricing structure with their AIBs is terrible. Their relationships with their AIBs is not great. A lot of AIBs are not happy with them. Look at EVGA being the prime example. They pulled out of a market that was 80% their business in
income
every year.
Yeah, their income.
to throw that away means that there was obviously something catastrophically wrong.
Yep. What about you, D? I already know you're going to say Nvidia, but go ahead. I'll let you speak.
Well, I see Ronnie with the boot there and all. I mean, if you want to pack them up and include the boot in the box, that's fine. You have my address. I have no issues with that, Rondi. You know, send them on down, brother. You know, give them the boot, man. You don't need them things.
You know,
Definitely.
I am 50-50 split, but if you ask me if I had to go with one forever, it would be AMD. Sorry. Nvidia just, the way that they treat their AIBs and how they just think they're on top of the world, I think eventually will cause them issues. I almost want to say that this is not going to be the first AIB to walk away. I suspect that there may be another one who may also join suit. Because their thing with Nvidia is, hey, we'll make it, it will sell. That's their motto. You know, they don't give a shit, you know what I mean? They don't tell their AIBs to the last minute sometimes. So that's not a great way to do business with your partners, you know what I mean? That's not good business. And they pretty much have their AIBs just, you know what I mean? They hold all the cards, you know, so it's just, yeah, I would say it's a very strained relationship. So it's a very one-way street.
Want to say hello to the Great Baldini.
Oh, we got the Great Baldini here. I thought it might be past his bedtime.
Well, he's a little late, he said, but he made it in.
Well, either that or he's just woken up from a nap, one or the other.
I wasn't going to say that.
He's probably making those beautiful signs that, you know, have been going around. Like, I'm sure everybody's seen them. You know, he makes a
Yep, he made me a very wonderful custom one as well, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, shout outs to the Great Baldini people.
Mass Boost has a question for us, and I don't know the answer. I'd have to Google it or max it. Is didn't XFX walk away from Nvidia as well in the past? I don't recall.
I don't recall XFX doing Nvidia cards. I thought they were AMD only.
XFX?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Unless, what card is that? I'd like to know.
XFX 9800 GT. I found a YouTube video from 2010. It says XFX Nvidia, so they must have walked away. Yeah, XFX GeForce 6200. Oh yeah, they're
oh, that's why.
That explains it.
Yeah.
Card, yeah. What's Pat saying here?
No, Patrick Murphy.
Only care about those customers which are spending the most.
Yeah, they only care about the money, man. They care about profit. You know what I mean? They made the CMP cards and all that crap, you know, just to say that they were selling those cards directly to miners.
I still got found out they were still selling their normal consumer GPUs to miners. So
I will say firsthand that I did have a connection during the bull run that had access to distribution, right? And he sold like over $500,000 worth of GPUs to other miners. You know what I mean? And I was a small one.
Crazy.
I was a small guy, right? I was buying like a dozen or something like that. Which, when you bought from him, you would get your dozen from that particular manufacturing date. So that way, your memory types were going to be the same. You know what I mean? It was the same run. So, yeah, there was guys that were ordering pallets from him. So, don't think.
Crazy.
So yeah, don't think that Nvidia is loyal to gamers. It's just it's a marketing thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody's just asked, is there a way to mine something with a laptop with a Ryzen 3? I mean, technically XMR potentially. Monero. Rondi's gonna love this because he's the big Monero guy. I believe Monero should be capable. I mean, in theory, Raptorium, I don't know how well it would perform. That's going to be the the unknown, is that you're going to probably have to run that at 105% to get anything out of it.
Right, and then you have to worry about, I guess the cooling performance of the laptop. Being a Ryzen 3, I'm assuming it's pretty low end, right? So, I mean, you're going to have to put it like this on your table. You know what I mean? So that way it has airflow all the way around it, and it wouldn't be usable. I mean, while you were mining anyways, you could always, turn it off or whatever, but I would be worried about the cooling, especially on a lower end laptop. I've seen people mine with those laptops where they like line them up. You know what I mean? They're like this, it's lined up. I'm like, oh, what do you think about that, Yeti, laptop mining?
No, just way too much price for something that's probably going to end up in the bin 6 months down the road when you've cooked it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is when you're running all the power through that though, like everything's usually all integrated onto the main board. So if you run into an issue on your board, I mean, you're pretty much effed and you have to send it back. So I don't mine on laptops personally, so I don't know many people that do, at least in my circle of people that I usually talk to. What about you, D? What do you think about laptop mining? What's the D miner's thought on that?
Well, in the beginning, I did do that for a little bit, and I did notice the heat coming from the laptop, and it kind of I got to a point where I was mining so much that I ruined my laptop. There was so much heat going through it, and yeah, I ruined the laptop, and it's not really something that I would suggest to somebody, because of the airflow on most laptops isn't that great, and mining produces an incredible amount of heat.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't suggest it, but I mean, if you have one and you want to mine on it, go for it. Why not?
Just remember to remove the battery.
Or maybe remove the back cover and like kind of put it up on something, give it some airflow.
I mean, you can, but I think it's whether or not you want to risk it. Like if this is your daily driving laptop that you do your schoolwork or your work on, or it's just your daily driver for being at home, for you to play games and just do whatever you want to do, and it's the only computer you got, I'm gonna say no. But that's just me. If you want to risk it for the biscuit, go for it.
Crypto Craig has just asked, will I be traveling back to the US for the new facility? I would think that he means the Hawk facility. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I will be flying back out. And for me, that's a 10-hour flight down to Florida.
Yeah.
I believe King, you're flying in as well, correct?
No, I'll be driving.
Oh no, you're driving.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna take my dad with me. You know what I mean? Since I have to take care of him. So we'll work during the day and we'll kind of enjoy ourselves when we can, I guess, or whatever. Probably won't be a lot of enjoyment. Probably me and Yeti doing a lot of 19, 20-hour days probably. So got lots of network cable to run, lots of power to do. So, but yeah, I'm gonna rent the Airbnb for us, so that way me and Yeti have a place to stay down there.
Make sure there's an extra couple bedrooms, because I'm gonna go out there too, and I think maybe with Rondi, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Rondi's still down to do that or not, but yeah, that's one of the things we kind of talked about, going. When Yeti comes out and going down to help. Yeah, there you go. I see.
Nice.
Let's go, baby.
Nice, nice. There you go. Yeah. So I'll look for a. Now, see, the only issue though is with the Florida Airbnbs. his latest got hit by a hurricane. So
That's
their Airbnbs might be occupied with people who need housing. So
my man Taines is up in here. What's up, Taines?
So it will definitely. They need once we figure out when we can get in there, I'm gonna start planning like that minute. So that's how that's gonna go, because we got to get, especially this guy over here, he has to arrange a flight over to America, which gets expensive the later we go on to the end of the year here and we get to the holiday season.
Just don't remind me.
Well, I have a feeling that the flights are probably not going to be too expensive getting to Florida, knowing that they're probably going to need it.
You'd be surprised, Dave. We were doing some looking up yesterday, and needless to say, I won't be coming business class at that time of the year anyway.
Well, we're going to just pack you up in a crate and just drill some holes and ship you down. We'll throw a laptop in there with you so you can keep working.
There you go, so you can have some heat.
You can do some of the laptop mining. We were just talking about it.
Yeah. Don't know how good the Wi-Fi will be.
That's too funny, man. Coming from the other side of the lake again, man. That's great. We're going to have to give you some more of that American food. And we definitely got to hit up Hawk's mom's restaurant.
Definitely.
Oh man, we got to break bread there. That's for sure. Italian food is that's it. It's over.
So Viper Mining is asking, does anybody here have any experience with cell phone mining? Now, I'll be the first to say I don't have any extra cell phones.
The only person I know who does cell phone mining is New England Crypto.
Yeah, I was gonna say New England. He's the only one that I know of that does it. So, what about you, D? Any cell phone mining experience?
No, actually, no, I don't. And the cookies, Greg, what's your name? Georgie. Is it Georgie? Yeah. Cookies always, man. I'm bringing the wife. So yeah, that's a must. She makes the most incredible cookies. They're unbelievable. So yeah, we're definitely bringing that down.
Nice, very nice. Well, do you guys have any more questions for our guests? We've been going for a little over an hour, so I'll give it another 5 minutes of questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up because it's, I think, 1 a.m. for our friend across the pond right now. It's pretty late for him.
No, it's 1:45 in the morning over here.
Oh, whoops. So
it's all good.
Yeah, it's probably about that time, people. I'm gonna be hitting the bed too. I gotta get up 5 a.m. It's not that late here, maybe for most in the East Coast. But a 5 a.m. wake up, that's pretty early. Yeah. So.
Yep, I'll be back up probably 8:30, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
You got one last question, D. From MH. He wants to know, how many GPUs do you got at your farm?
Oh boy.
Not mining, just this, how many that you have.
How many total?
Yeah.
72.
Oh, there you go. That's a good healthy number.
So my last count was 72. So and I do have some that I haven't ran. I had a bunch of 4 gigs as well that I was running for a while, and I turned them off pretty early, but that's about it. Yeah. So I didn't go any further than that.
Sending
I
nodes.
didn't feel like I needed
it. Patrick Murphy, are you asking about node hosting? Is that what you're asking about, sir? I'll give him a second to answer.
Oh, I think he's just being funny.
I think at one point, D, you was up to close to 85, 90 GPUs at one point.
Oh.
Yeah, at one point I was.
Wow, okay, 85.
Patrick, that's when King creates his OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, actually I did get into, I built a mining house with a few people, and this is where, you live and learn. And I built a mining house with a couple people, and it didn't work out with them partner wise because they got a little greedy, and it's one thing that I don't like is greedy people. So they got a little greedy, and went ahead and kind of like did some things, discluding me when I wasn't around. So that kind of fishy stuff went around where I had to abolish that. It is in uh, my videos that I have on YouTube. If you see it, the house is there. We did build it. We had a lot of things going, and yeah, I kind of had them buy me out and get it over with quick. So I lost a little bit there, um, more than a little bit, a few $1,000s, more than a few thousand, I should
Whoa,
say.
that was a big
Yeah,
hit. Yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah, essentially. But I suggest if you're going to go into partners or do anything with anybody, you make sure that you can, you fully trust them and you got things down in writing as well.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
If you're gonna do business with friends, even with friends, everything's on paperwork, right? Because when when it comes to business, business is business, and then you could be friends at the end of the day. But when it comes to money and business, you have to put it aside if you want to do it the right way.
Lesson learned, people. Make sure that that's something that you do. I mean, you can sit there and have the greatest friendship, and then all of a sudden lose it because of money's involved. So when it comes to that, yeah, that was a mistake that I trusted people, and yeah, it kicked me with the boot. Yeah.
Well,
keep it. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, D. I'm sorry to interrupt you, buddy.
You got to keep it professional.
Yep.
So if you're ever going to do anything, definitely get it on paper, friends or not.
So. Totally agree.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think we're going to call this a stream for our friends here because I know D gets up early and Yeti's already into the next day. And it's not even 6 o'clock at night for me yet. So I'm about to go eat my dinner. So... and Rondi, I did see your question. You need a video on a tutorial for multiple nodes. I did make 3 videos on how to make nodes, so you should go watch those. Just saying. All right, guys. Thank you, Yeti, for joining me. Thank you for being my co-host. Always a pleasure to have you on the show.
It's been good fun. And it gives me another excuse to troll Hawk in the morning when he's obviously still sat up playing Anno, and I can troll him that, I took his place on Terahash Tuesday.
Much love to you, Hawk. Much love to you, King, and Yeti. Always call you in the morning, buddy.
Hey. Yep. Thank you so much, D, for being our guest tonight, man. It's always a pleasure having the half red in the house.
Absolutely. Half red. I was waiting for that.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later.
All right.
Yep. Take care, guys.